Just when we start to doubt Coach Prime and his plan, he pulls the number one offensive lineman in the country and totally redeems himself. Well, I don't know if he's totally redeemed himself, but very positive news for Colorado on Thursday. Jordan Seaton, the number one offensive tackle recruit in the country, commits to Colorado. He had been looking at Oregon and Tennessee and Ohio State. He had kind of taken Colorado off the list. Kind of like this feels a little bit like when Travis Hunter committed to Deion at Jackson State, where Travis Hunter had been committed to Florida State for a long time. You thought, okay, that's where he's going. And then on signing day, he said, nope, going to play for Coach Prime. Jordan Seaton joins a recruiting class that was ranked nationally way down there a few days ago. But Cam Michael, a corner from Statesboro, Georgia, he committed recently. You add Jordan Seaton to this mix. Now they are sitting at number 27 in the country in the On3 team recruiting rankings. But here's the thing. This is why this is so important. Because what have we been saying about Deion Sanders since he took the job at Colorado, since he started flipping that roster the way he did? How are they going to find good offensive linemen? Because there are not good offensive linemen available in the portal in general. It is very hard to build an entire offensive line through the transfer portal. And if you look at the teams that are competing for the national title, for the most part, their offensive lines are completely homegrown. Good offensive linemen don't tend to transfer. So what do? You have to get the offensive linemen who only go to places like Ohio State or Alabama or Georgia. Jordan Seaton is one of those guys. 6'6", 290 pounds. He's the type of guy who probably can come in and play right away. If we look at last year's number one offensive tackle was Caden Proctor from Iowa. He went to Alabama. He's been starting the entire season. Now, he had some bumps in the road early, but he's going to be very good eventually. And he's become a pretty serviceable left tackle in the SEC as a true freshman. So now Jordan Seaton will go into the Big 12 protecting Shedeur Sanders. My guess is the expectation will be that he plays right away. The question is, what else does Deion have up his sleeve? Because this is where the doubts were coming in from me over the last couple of weeks. You had the "we're not an ATM" speech, you come to Colorado to get a degree and play football, which is the sort of thing everybody says when their NIL collective has no money. But if you're getting Jordan Seaton, there's a chance maybe you have some and you've got some put aside for special occasions, and this is a special occasion. That's the type of player they absolutely had to get. So are they potentially going to get more of those? I mean, if you look at who they've got in this class now, the most two recent additions are the highest ranked. We saw it with Travis Hunter, where Deion went and got him right before signing day, and the flip was revealed on signing day. So does he have more flips up his sleeve? Does he have a class coming in that could make them competitive in the Big 12, if not next year, the year after that? Because if you get a bunch of really highly ranked recruits, you put them in the Big 12, by the time they're sophomores, you probably have a very good team, especially given what they've been able to get out of the portal and how they can add things in the skill positions. Again, the line of scrimmage is the question. So, does Deion have a D lineman lined up that could surprise everybody and go to Colorado? This is the important part, because if it's just Jordan Seaton, it's not going to be enough. One good offensive lineman isn't enough. 5 of them start. You probably need to be 7 deep, 8 deep to have a really good team. But it's a great start. So the question is, what else happens? Does Jordan Seaton coming help them draw serviceable offensive linemen out of the portal? Because while there are not many, there are some, and the competition for them is fierce. So that's where that NIL collective comes in again. If what Deion said, if the code for it is true, then maybe they don't have a chance at those guys. But if they've got some in reserve, then maybe they do. It's going to be really interesting to watch Coach Prime, because this is the part I was wondering about at Colorado. When he got there, he didn't have much time last year to do a lot of flipping of guys from the high school level. This year, he has time. This year, he has a chance to take some guys that he's been recruiting all year, and maybe at the very end, he can make a surge. Last year he flipped Dylan Edwards from Notre Dame, but Dylan Edwards was a guy that Deion had known since Dylan Edwards was 5 years old. So that was a little bit different situation. This is a situation now where Deion has had a full year, a full cycle to talk to these guys and sell Colorado to them. The question is, how many of them listen? Because as of a week ago, it didn't sound like any of them were. But maybe they were, and we just weren't paying attention. Or maybe they didn't want us to know that they were heavily considering Colorado. Because again, Jordan Seaton had Colorado off the finalist list. It wasn't on there. So perhaps there's some more. And perhaps we've underestimated what Deion is going to do in the high school recruiting ranks. Because again, to fix the parts of the team that he needs to fix, the line of scrimmage, the best way to do that is recruit really good players out of high school and develop them yourself. This is the ultimate start to that. Let's see what else he has up his sleeve. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.